cEDH to Legacy, you heard me correctly. Today, we're playing a deck of mostly singletons alongside the card Tainted Pact from Odyssey and Thassa's Oracle, the most popular win condition in Commander. Let's go see the full 60 card deck list. This is our Legacy Commander deck that we'll be playing today that is mostly singletons. And I say mostly because, well, it's not. We do have a couple cards that are duplicated. And those cards are the namesake of the deck, the card Tainted Pact. So when you play this, you reveal cards from the top of your library and you can keep on revealing, but you're forced to stop if you reveal two cards with the same name. So to get around this, we're playing cards with unique names outside of 2 copies of Tainted Pact and then 2 copies of Thassa's Oracle, wherever that is, right here. And that is how we'll win the game. So the idea is to exile your entire library to Tainted Pact and then play Thassa's Oracle or cast the Tainted Pact with the Thassa's Oracle trigger already on the stack. And one of the interesting things about today's deck list is this deck will continue to get better over time. The more playable blue and black spells that enter the format, the better and better this strategy becomes. And since the last time I recorded this deck, we've received some huge upgrades. I'm talking about the One Ring from Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth. We're also playing Grief plus Reanimate, a popular legacy package at the moment. Troll of Khazad-dûm, Lorien Revealed, and Sauron's Ransom. There's tons of cards that have made this archetype better, and I'm really excited to play it today. And the last time that I played this deck, we just missed a trophy. We almost went 5-0. Today, we're going to see if maybe we can get the job done. I hope you're enjoying the content I've been uploading recently, and I hope that you loved today's video. So if you do, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I would greatly appreciate that. But without any further ado, let's head on into match number 1. I'll see you there. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members-only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicsforum.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicsforum.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Welcome to the first match. We are playing Legacy Tainted Pact Combo. And well, we've opened up Dark Ritual Doomsday. Our singleton deck, we've opened up Dark Ritual Doomsday. So the problem here is that Prismatic Vista is our only land. We do have a cantrip and the One Ring. Am I crazy if I'm going to try to play, I'm going to keep. But I think I want to play this hand a little bit more slowly. I think I want to see what the opponent's up to. Let's go get a couple mana sources before I start anything here. We'll grab the basic island. Let's play Preordain. Dress and Watery Grave. I like both of these. Okay, we'll draw the Watery Grave and pass the turn. They play a Lotus Petal. Grief, exiling Dark Ritual. So they are likely on Reanimator. Okay. My turn 1 Dark Ritual might have been pretty good. They take my Doomsday. Alright. They have 5 cards remaining in hand. They exile the Dark Ritual. And now they're playing Unmask. Exiling Enemy Dead, and they take my Sleight of Hand. Sure. And now they're going to reanimate Grief. They have 2 cards left. They go after the Dark Ritual. Okay. We're about to draw Duress. I'm just going to play my land tapped. No need to deal myself any additional damage here. They attack for 3. Ouch. Mishra's Bauble. Let's look at their top card. They're drawing a land. That makes me want to play the Duress here. I think I want to take Dark Ritual. And we'll pass. Knight's Whisper. Okay, that was a decent draw for the home team. So they're going to attack for 3, putting me to 13. I can untap and play the Knight's Whisper, putting me to 11. And then the Grief is a 4-turn clock. Lorien Revealed was a good draw here. Let's start off by thinning our deck of a land. We grab Underground Sea, we'll play it. And then we will go to 11, as I mentioned, for the Knight's Whisper. Drawing a pair of lands. That allows me to play the One Ring next turn. Another Grief. Oh, that's brutal. And they still have the reanimate in hand, which means that they can now reanimate that grief and take both cards from my hand. Brutal. Just devastating here. That's probably going to be good enough for them to win the game. My cowardice of not playing turn 1 Dark Ritual Doomsday coming back to get me here. I am at 8 life. So I can Flooded Strand and go get Mystic Sanctuary, but one draw step isn't going to allow me to win. Or one card in my graveyard isn't going to allow me to win. Yeah, I mean, I guess in theory I could draw Brainstorm, so I shouldn't concede, but we're dead here. And I'm playing the Flooded Strand for the Brainstorm equity. Maybe that's dumb. I don't know. Now they attack for 6 and I'll go to 2 life. Draw for turn. Well, I obviously can't use Street Wraith at 2 life, so we will go to game number 2. Really unfortunate the way that game played out. Okay, so we are facing Reanimator, and one nice thing about our sideboard is we have a lot of graveyard hate. It's all just singletons, though. So we get to bring in a little bit of everything. All right, we're at 66 cards, so we had 6 pieces of graveyard hate. We can board out some removal, like Fatal Push. We don't necessarily need that. Snuff Out can go to the sideboard. I don't think I like Pact Negation here. That can go. We likely don't need the Cavern of Souls. 62 cards. Part of me wonders if the Thought Lash is too slow in this matchup, but it is another way of using Tainted Pact. A 4-mana card probably is just too slow, though. So maybe I'll take out the Thought Lash. Tough choice. Maybe Collector Brutality. Let's try this. Game number 2, we are on the play. Sure, this seems fine. Keep. We'll play the Swamp and Nile Spellbomb. Pass the turn. Our opponent plays Verdant Catacombs into Lotus Petal. They quickly use the Verdant Catacombs for their own basic swamp and Thoughtseize. So that's going to resolve. They take my Consider. I wonder if they have a Show and Tell in hand based on this Thoughtseize. And then they unmask me. Yeah, they definitely do. Okay, they have 3 cards left in their hand. Spellseeker. I don't want to reveal that quite yet. There's their 3rd land. Another Thoughtseize. Okay, they have 2 cards left. Taking the Spellseeker. Yeah, I just don't feel good about them potentially having Show and Tell plus creature here. We'll grab the Snow-Covered Island and just go to our turn. Misdirection is not as good as the Force of Will here. I will pass the turn. Okay, maybe they don't have it. They have 3 cards. That is as good as a Force of Will here. Potentially even better. Alright, I do enjoy the draw-go game. We'll play a Mishra's Bauble and pass the turn. They play a Grief Exiling Unmask. Sure. They take my Force of Negation. Seems like they might have Blood Moon. Okay, that's a weird one. I do have a bunch of basics here. I was reading Show and Tell this whole time and our opponent just didn't have it. Yeah, you have a Blood Moon. Let's bobble them. Next turn they're drawing into Reanimate. We will draw off the bobble. My own Grief. And Tainted Pact. I'm going to pass the turn. Animate Dead on Grief. I am going to exile all of their griefs using Surgical Extraction. I want to leave the the Spellbomb on the table because it's the toughest thing for them to answer here. Like, they have 2 Nature's Claims, but they shut themselves off of green mana. Alright, so they have Entomb, Reanimate. We'll draw for turn, and it's a Duress. Not a bad pickup here. We'll take the Reanimate, pass the turn. The Lotus Petal, sure. We draw a Mountain. I'll pass. I could play the Grief here and force them to play the Entomb, but it doesn't seem like a worthwhile play to me. We draw another land. Okay, let's attempt the Hardcast Grief here. Unmask or Entomb. You can have Entomb. Muddle the Mixture that I can't play because of the Blood Moon, or use. But I guess it is a blue card for Misdirection. Attack for 3. Pass the turn. They just draw and pass. We find a Troll of Khazad-dûm Interesting. I think I'm going to sit on that. We've gotten both basic swamps already, so cycling this for a mountain doesn't seem that great. And I don't want to put a large creature to their graveyard either. To my graveyard for them to reanimate. They play a Shield Dread. I don't think I want that to resolve, so let's cast Tainted Pact. Do I want to put Leyline of the Void to my hand? No. Tainted Pact to hand? No. Night's Whisper? No. Urza's Bauble? No. Sleight of Hand? No. Otawara? No. Watery Grave? No. Brainstorm? No. Thoughtseize? No. Mystic Sanctuary? Definitely not. Sauron's Ransom? I don't think so. Underground Sea? Soul Guide Lantern? The One Ring? No. What am I looking for here? Like Force of Will? We boarded out most of our removal, so I don't know what it is exactly outside of Force of Will I'm looking for. Luster doesn't do it. Doomsday, Reanimate. Reanimate's interesting because I could reanimate my troll immediately. So I would attack them, they would go down to 5. They'd draw for turn, they would go up to 7. And then they'd be dead. Meanwhile, I would lose 8 life going down to 10. Plus their attack would put me to 6. I think that Reanimate is good enough. Let's put Reanimate to our hand. On the end step, I will cycle the Troll. Oh, nothing left. Womp womp. Alright, untap. We draw a Spell Pierce. We'll lose 2. Let's bring back the Troll of Khazad-dûm and attack our opponent. So they're going to go to 5. And they cannot block due to Menace. Their draw step, they'll go up to 7. And they concede. That's game number 2. Off to the 3rd game of match 1. No need to re-sideboard. Let's just hit that submit button. I think I'm going to keep this. Really wish we had like a Leyline of the Void or something instead of opening up Surgical. But I'm not going to complain about having free interaction. Our opponent with a mulligan to 3. And they just conceded. Okay, they mulliganed all the way to 2 and then decided that was enough. We are officially 1-0 in this Legacy League. I'll see you in the second match. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. Alright, match number 2, we are on the play versus Lands Expert Ollie. Okay, so we've opened up a pretty fair hand. I like this, we'll keep. Let's start off with a Mishra's Bauble. Target ourselves. Force of Negation. I think I like that against lands. Let's cycle the Street Wraith. And then I'd like to ponder. Doomsday. There's only one Dark Ritual in the deck. But I do think Doomsday's pretty good against lands. So we'll keep this. Pass the turn. We'll draw off the Bauble, which is going to be the land. There's Mystic Sanctuary underneath that I don't really want. So I'm going to cycle the Troll of Khazad-dûm in my upkeep. They preordain. Sure. Mox Diamond. Okay, we're getting spicy today. I like it. Discards Bojuka Bog. Elvish Reclaimer. Yeah, you got it. In the upkeep, once again, I'm going to cycle the Troll. Let's grab Snow-Covered Swamp. Take a draw. Spellseeker. We will pass the turn. Flagstones. And they're going to leave back the Elvish Reclaimer to activate, which is fine. Thoughtseize. I'll play the Verdant Catacombs. And then we'll pass. I'm going to play Sauron's Ransom on their end step. They Brainstorm. And now they're using the Elvish Reclaimer to shuffle alongside sacrificing the Flagstones so that way they can get a Plains or Forest. Obviously they grab Savannah here. And now they get the Elvish Reclaimer ability for an Urza's Saga. It's control lands. Wasteland. They have 4 left. This Doomsday looking like it might be a little bit fishy versus their Clock. We have no Lion's Eye Diamond in this deck to make the Doomsday faster. On their end step, I will cast Sauron's Ransom. Land Sleight of Hand versus 2 unknowns. Well, I definitely don't want land Sleight of Hand, so I guess we're going to choose pile 2. Bluster the One Ring. That's not bad. I like the One Ring here. Okay. Let's go our other basic island. The One Ring! Wahaha. Are they going to force me? What? No! That's not cool. Alright. Pass the turn. It does stop them from creating an Urza Saga construct, so it's not the end of the world. So they're going to make a 3/3 here, and then their Reclaimer is going to become a 3/4. They attack for 3, I will go to 13. Ouch. They use the map immediately. They grab another copy of Urza's Saga. We find Polluted Delta. Let's play the Delta, and then I think I want to Thoughtseize them. I want to know what's going on in their hand. Swords to Plowshares, Wasteland, Beseiju, Plains. Okay. We'll play Spellseeker, and we'll go get a Tainted Pact. Pass the turn. Urza Saga moves up to the second chapter. They play their land. They're attacking for 2. I think I'm going to just eat the damage here, and I'll go to 8. Dark Ritual will be an amazing draw here. Thassa's Oracle. We have some hits. Brainstorm's not bad. Let's play that. Misdirection, Peek, and Bobble. Bobble gives me a start into the pile, which is kind of interesting. But the problem is I have to live through the attack. Peek also gives me a start into the pile, but we don't have any Lion's Eye Diamonds in this deck, so I don't know if that's actually good or not. I think we're going to put back the 2 free counter spells. And then I'll play a Bobble. Am I dead on board? So next turn they make a construct and they get an artifact. So if they do that, this becomes a 5. Theoretically, they have lethal. I would have to Tainted Pact for a removal spell. We're going to just pass for now. They use the Elvish Reclaimer for an Ipnu Riverlet. Okay. They make a construct. They grab another Mox Diamond. They play Wasteland. I don't think I have an out here. I'm forced to play the Tainted Pact because they have lethal on board. I have to find Fatal Push here. Collector Brutality is a sorcery. Consider doesn't do it. 1 Thassa's Oracle down. Step Through down. Cavern of Souls. Mystic Sanctuary doesn't work. Daze doesn't work. Marsh Flats. Underground Sea, Reanimate, and I exiled the other Oracle. Okay, we are dead. So we have lost game number 1 to control lands. Interesting. What to do? I don't know if I actually like Graveyard Hate in this matchup, so I'm not sure if I want that in the deck. The Misdirection doesn't seem great to me. We could probably board out the Misdirection. Collective Brutality seems a little bit clunky here. I don't hate Spellbomb and Soul Guide Lantern. Just the ability to be cantrips I feel like is fine. Let's try this out. On the play. We have an Oracle, big fan, and we have Wishclaw. Sure, we'll try this. Search out a basic island. Let's play Ponder. I think I kind of like this. I'm going to put the other island on the bottom, and we can keep this. Savannah, Mox Diamond. Discards Bazooka Bog again. Elvish Reclaimer. We'll play the Swamp. Let's play Snuff Out. Killing the Elvish Reclaimer. I mean, I have a Swamp. Why is it? Fast paying 4 life. Yeah, maybe I misclicked. I don't know. And now we will play the Wishclaw Talisman. Pass. They play a Flagstones. In our upkeep, I don't want to draw the other basic island, so I'm going to cycle the Lorien Revealed and then just pull it out. Draw for turn. It's another step through. We already have an Oracle, so this step through is not great here. I do think that we might be able to go get the wizard that allows you to discard and then activate. They play an Endurance. Okay, so Ollie has decided that clock is what matters here. Or Ollie has another Endurance. Ollie attacks, we'll take 3 down to 12. Alright, on the end step, let's activate or cycle the step through. Oh, I guess the creature I was thinking about isn't a wizard. Divining Witch. We'll grab Spellseeker then. Duress. That's a good draw for us. Let's play the Duress. Ollie responds with a Brainstorm. Duress is back on the stack. Flusterstorm, map, Uro. We will take the Flusterstorm. And now we can fetch. Let's grab Sunken Hollow. And then we'll play Spellseeker. Yes. And then we'll grab Tainted Pact. Pass the turn. We're in an interesting spot here because Ollie showed us Flusterstorm, which means that perhaps the two cards that Ollie hit on top were better than Flusterstorm. Plays a map. Interesting. No blocks. I'm good to go to 8 here. We'll draw for turn, and it's a Brainstorm. I will put the Duress on top of my deck. Yes, I would like to do that. And then let's play the Brainstorm. Put those two back. We'll play the Duress. Was it another Endurance? It was not. Okay. I am a mana short of winning at the moment, so I'm going to pass the turn. Ollie uses the map and grabs a Boseiju who endures. Interesting. Urza's Saga goes up to the second chapter. Misty Rainforest. So we know that Ollie's hand is Boseiju and Uro. I will block. And then Ollie Boseiju's my Wishclaw Talisman. We don't actually need this though, so that's fine. I'll grab a Watery Grave. And now we can just untap and win the game. We could even beat Endurance here with the Spell Bomb, which is funny. So we're going to play Thassa's Oracle. And Ollie concedes and we're off to game number 3. I think I'm good to resubmit here. We've opened up Tainted Pact and a Wishclaw Talisman to go find our Thassa's Oracle. This seems great to me. Basic Forest, Elvish Reclaimer. Alright, I do like drawing a third land. I wonder if I'm actually supposed to hold open the Spell Pierce and then I can peek on their end step. Yeah, maybe I wasn't supposed to fetch yet. Plays a Tundra. Hey, Ollie, I'd like to peek. Force of Will, Icefang Coatl, Endurance, Swords to Plowshares, and Slogurk the Overslime. You can return it from anywhere, and you can return land cards. That's not super relevant to us. Daze. Play the Polluted Delta, and then let's go grab our basic swamp. Attempt a Wishclaw Talisman. Sweet. Pass the turn. Ollie sacrifices the basic forest. Brave Flagstones. Just passes the turn. We find a Soul Guide Lantern. This actually helps us beat the Endurance. So that was a pretty good draw for us. We'll remove their forest from the graveyard. And let's attempt a Sleight of Hand here. I don't know if I feel strongly about either of these. I guess Profane Tutor might be a little bit better. And then I'll play the land and pass. Elvish Reclaimer. The Flagstones now gets another land. Grab Savannah. And then the Reclaimer. Is it going to be a Wasteland? Maybe a... Or I was going to say maybe another copy of Flagstones, but it ends up being Urza's Saga. Oh, Soul Guide actually doesn't help us. My bad. It says each opponent's graveyard. I thought I could exile my own graveyard with this. I have misspoken. But I guess it does just get to cycle. And they drew Wasteland. Not ideal for me here. We'll take 1. I'm going to cycle the Soul Guide Lantern just to draw a card. We find a Consider and a Duress. Let's play the Duress. Mindbreak Trap. Okay. We'll take the Force of Will. And now let's play a Consider. Love the land find there. That was perfect. And now I can suspend the Profane Tutor. Grab the basic island. Suspend. We will now pass the turn. They create a Construct token. And another Construct token. I imagine they're going to use the Wasteland now. And another Wasteland. No, that's the same one? Okay, yeah, it just shifted due to them playing the basic planes. So they're attacking for 6. I am almost dead here. Another artifact would kill me. Okay. We'll draw. It's a Pact of Negation. That stops the Endurance, but I'd have to be able to beat the Mindbreak Trap too. Not looking good for me here. I need another mana source. And if I activate the Wishclaw Talisman, I am just dead. We'll pass. So this attack will put me to 1 life. We have to beat Endurance and Mindbreak Trap. Alright, so Profane Tutor comes off Suspend. We'll play it. I think we just have to get Thassa's Oracle. And then we'll draw. That was very good. The question is, how can I possibly win this? Knowing that they have Endurance, Mindbreak Trap. I would need them to like play into Daze somehow, and I don't think that's possible. Okay, I guess we gotta play to our outs. Thassa's Oracle. And then I will attempt to Tainted Pact. They play Mindbreak Trap. I will Pact of Negation. They play Icefang Quaddle. Okay. They've used 2 mana. I really hope that they try to Swords, because then my Daze for the Endurance is live. We are clicking no a whole lot here. Thassa's Oracle. The Endurance, I can Daze, but it doesn't actually do anything here. And now the Endurance happens. My graveyard gets shuffled back in. If only that Soul Guide Lantern was a Nile Spellbomb. And we're just dead. So I will concede, and we're officially 1-1. GG's, Ollie. GG's. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Token Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $14.99. This combo token pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens. That includes our classic Storm and mana tokens, as well as fan favorites such as Goblins, Squirrels, and Slime Time Live. But that's not all. We've expanded this token pack to cover a variety of formats with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. Match number 3. We're on the draw, and well, this hand seems pretty good. We have a card that combos with Thassa's Oracle that isn't Tainted Pact, which would be Thought Lash. You can use Thought Lash to exile your library, and then you play your Thassa's Oracle. Turn 1 Archon of Emeria, huh? That's unfortunate. I was never going to force a Lotus Petal, so I guess you got me. Fatal Push was a very good draw for us. That's going to kill the Archon. Next turn when I can go get a basic Swamp. Chrome Mox. I think I'm going to allow this to happen. They imprint Touch the Spirit Realm. If they have another Touch the Spirit Realm, they could protect their Archon. I'm going to play Mystic Sanctuary tapped. We can pass the turn after that. They attack with the Archon. Lotus Petal. Yeah. They're not playing another spell this turn. I don't think I'm supposed to play around a second copy of Touch the Spirit Realm. If they have one, we can figure out next steps, but I'm going to attempt to kill the Archon. Fatal Push. Okay. We'll play a Flooded Strand. Mishra's Bauble. Bobble myself. Step through. We don't really need a step through, so I'll fetch. Grab a basic. Pass the turn. We'll draw off the Mishra's Bauble. It's another land. Cavern of Souls. They choose Human. Fable. I'm going to force the Fable here. We have the win lined up. I just need to execute. And Fable is a card that could theoretically pull our opponent back into this. We'll play the Snow-Covered Swamp. And then play Thought Lash. Pass the turn. Okay, they play a 4/4 creature. It has some text on there. I don't feel like reading it. We're just going to win the game instead. Yes, I would like to exile the top card. We will now draw. Play Thassa's Oracle. With the trigger on the stack, we're going to exile our entire deck. Alright, so we are in the middle of clicking. Our opponent wants to see our deck, and honestly, that's like completely fine. Like if I was in their seat, I'd want to see this deck too. So we are just clicking one click at a time, and pretty soon we will have no library even left. Alright, so we have no deck left, and now the Oracle resolves. We win the game. Take that, initiative. Okay, so we don't have a lot in our sideboard for this matchup. I know that I don't want Misdirection. That's just not a card that's good here. So we're going to board that out. Blue Elemental Blast can kill like a Blood Moon or a Fable. March of Swirling Mist is fine. Plague Engineer could be a blocker. Like, I don't love it. Massacre actually doesn't kill anything in their deck except for the 4th Aer Lingus tokens, so that's kind of a stinky card here. Pact negation stops like a Solitude or Swords to Plowshares. I don't know if that's super relevant, but it's a worth mentioning. I guess Massacre kills Fable tokens. I don't know. Our sideboard is definitely not set up for this matchup. Oh, 62. No, I don't want to submit 62. Too late. Whoops. 62 card gamer here. And my deck full of nothing but one-ofs. I'm truly a commander specialist. Okay. I guess we'll keep this. Our opponent plays an Ancient Tomb into Chalice of the Void on 1. I have no 1-drops. That is fine by me. The One Ring. Would need more mana for that card to be useful. They play a Cavern of Souls, naming Human. Chrome Mox. Imprint Swords to Plowshares, plays a Lotus Petal. They have 2 cards left in their hand. Seasoned Dungeoneer. You've got it. Okay, so they get to go get a basic land. They grab a mountain. We draw another land, which isn't bad. We'll fetch, grab a basic, and I think we want to play Divining Witch. I don't know if we're actually able to race this season Dungeoneer, but we're going to try. They play the land, and now they attack with the Seasoned Dungeoneer. It explores, touch the Spirit Realm. They kept it on top by the looks of it. So they can blink their creature next turn to move up on the Undercity. Okay, I am going to pass. I will lose 5 life. I go to 8. I think I actually just might be dead here. Because this is going to become a 7 and then I can't fetch. Cavern of Souls? Ooh, there's a window. That was one of the few ways that I did not die here. We will activate Divining Witch, discarding Night's Whisper. Thassa's Oracle. I should have fetched first. I wasn't thinking. I don't even know if I have a fetchable for this now. I guess I have a Sunken Hollow. We'll grab the Sunken Hollow. Untap. We'll take a draw. Oh my, we ripped the land. Did we actually just win this? Activate Divining Witch. Discard the One Ring. I will name Galvanic Relay because it is my favorite Magic the Gathering card. I have no deck left. And Thassa's Oracle. Wow. This was so lucky. I did not deserve this game. Holy moly. They can touch the Spirit Realm, but the trigger still happens. Yeah. I can't believe we won that. I am now 2-1 in this league. 2 matches left to go. If you're still watching, make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us. Welcome back for the 4th match. We're on the play. Yeah, this seems good to me. Keep. The step through would get another Thassa's Oracle, so that's sort of a mulligan, but otherwise this hand is terrific. We will lead on Flooded Strand and pass. Basic Island and a Ponder. They did not shuffle. I could cycle the Troll here. I'm just going to take a draw. Street Wraith. Pass the turn. I really value having the Flooded Strand to trigger Revolt if need be, which is why I didn't want to use the Flooded Strand. But I don't know. I also kind of feel like if nothing's happening, I'm fine just sitting here. Cycle the Troll of Khazad-dûm. We'll grab a Watery Grave. Profane Tutor. So we're going to tell our opponent what we're up to. And I'm going to suspend the Profane Tutor. They search out a Volcanic Island. Is this a Seek the Beast on the end step? So many beasts have been seeked. You got it. They play their Polluted Delta. They grab Tropical Island. It's worth noting I actually don't have a black source to fetch here with the Flooded Strand. The last fetchable under my deck would be like Sunken Hollow, and that comes into play tapped at the moment. They shuffled on that Ponder. They have 8 cards in hand, so they're going to have to discard here. Unless they have like a Mishra's Bauble. They discard an Uro. I was not expecting that. Okay. Profane Tutor loses a counter. The Cavern of Souls is a pretty good draw for us here. Wizard. I'm going to Fatal Push the Questing Druid. And then we'll go to 17. Grab a basic island. And fun fact, Spellseeker is a wizard. How crazy is that? So we're going to cast Spellseeker using wizard mana. Yes. And then I will go grab a Tainted Pact. Pass the turn. They untap and cast Brainstorm. Wasteland. That was good for them. They go after a Watery Grave and not the Cavern of Souls. That's interesting. They play a Channeler. Profane Tutor comes off suspend here. I would like to cast it. Okay. I would like Force of Will. Draw for turn. Thoughtseize was fairly good here. But let's start by cycling to Street Wraith and seeing if I can hit another land drop. We do need one more land. Instead, we find a Wishclaw Talisman. Play the Thoughtseize. Oh, they have a lot of wastelands. That is problematic. Okay, discarded their days. Yeah, I'm definitely in trouble here. They Thought Scholar themselves. Okay, so they have a random card now. They play Wasteland. They destroy my Underground Sea. They play another Channeler. So I think they only have one unknown card here. I really need to draw a black land, like very badly. They play the Murktide Regent. I am priced into casting Force of Will just to stay alive. Okay, I need a black mana source. That is not it. Preordain. Both of those can go on the bottom. Draw. Ding. Okay, so it's a little awkward. Wasteland is still very good here because it can kill the Cavern of Souls. So in order for me to win now, I need to Tainted Pact, and I need one of the bottom cards of my deck to also be a blue source. They play the Wasteland. Okay, so we'll play the Tainted Pact. Alright, so we have to exile down to around 5 cards. So at 5 cards, I reveal Verdant Catacombs. I should look at my exile. Sunken Hollow is in there. So this Verdant Catacombs doesn't do me any good. Mystic Sanctuary, it's a blue land, but it doesn't do me any good. We have to put that on the bottom. The One Ring doesn't do it. Sauron's Ransom doesn't do it. Oh, I knew the bottom 2 from the Preordain. Oh, bummer. I am dead. I completely forgot about Preordain and me knowing the bottom 2. Okay. But I was dead if I kept the Mystic Sanctuary anyway, so not the end of the world. We're facing Delver. So we're at 64 cards right now. Street Wraith can probably be boarded out. Same thing with Doomsday. Just the life loss is too much in the matchup. I feel like Shred Memory being a 3 mana double black tutor might not be good enough in this matchup. And Knight's Whisper, probably a little bit clunky. I am up for trying this. Game number 2, we're on the play. Sure, we'll keep. Basic Island and cast Ponder. Yeah, that was a pretty good Ponder. Pass the turn. They play a Polluted Delta and a Dragon's Rage Channeler. They have 6 cards in hand. I'm going to fetch and we'll go grab a basic Swamp. Let's lead on Snuff Out. And then we'll play Wishclaw Talisman. We are met with Daze, that's fine, and then we'll pass the turn. They play another Channeler. Okay. The One Ring. I would need another mana to play it, and theoretical play into Daze. Tropical Island. They play a Thought Scour. They put Murktide Regent to the graveyard. They mill over Carpet of Flowers and another Murktide Regent. So the Channeler is now Delirious, and they have 5 cards in their hand. I'd love to draw Dark Ritual here to protect this One Ring. Brainstorm is not terrible. We'll play that. Okay, so that's essentially brainstorming into 3 lands. That's not the best for us. I mean, it does guarantee the ability to play the One Ring through Daze next turn. Silver Lining. Okay, I will pass. They play a Volcanic Island and another copy of Thought Scour. They surveilled away a Pyroblast, Flusterstorm, Questing Druid. Interesting. They have a lot of interaction. Flusterstorm isn't super common right now just because a lot of the blue matchups aren't about instants or sorceries. They're about artifacts or enchantments, planeswalkers. So you see a lot less Flusterstorms these days than you used to. This looks like a Murktide Regent. Yeah, I can't counter that. So now we need the One Ring to resolve. Play the land and cast the One Ring. They Force of Will, exiling Force of Will. They get a Surveil trigger. They put the card on top. I will Flusterstorm the Force of Will. If they have a Daze, we're probably just dead. Because I can't afford to pay for my Pact of Negation in the upkeep. Ooh, the One Ring resolved. Nice. Let's draw that Lorien revealed. So their creatures this turn will not deal me damage. And how we win this game is if I find a Thassa's Oracle on our turn. I don't take any damage from the Channeler. So I'm going to go to 8 life off the ring. We'll draw for turn. It's a Consider. We'll activate the One Ring into 2 lands. That's devastating. So now I can play Consider. Spellseeker doesn't do it. Wrong wizard. Put it to the graveyard. Alright, so slim to almost none chance, but hypothetically, if our second Thassa's Oracle is on the bottom of our deck, Tainted Pact could win. So we're going to go for it. They seek the beast. Channeler will happen. I'm going to Pact of Negation this. Because I'm dead if I pass the turn anyway, and if they somehow reveal double counter spell, I lose the game. Tainted Pact. Okay. We're exiling a bunch of cards here. 27. There's the first Oracle. Hydroblast. 18 cards. Alright, we're at 10. Please, deck. Please. We're at 6. We're awfully close. Come on. 5. No! I guess, wait, hold on. Would they both? I didn't have the option to keep it. Would both Oracles have had to have been on the bottom? I guess so. Okay, maybe it didn't matter then. Because I never get the option to keep Thassa's Oracle. So I think that means that both Oracles have to be on the bottom of your deck for that to work. Alright, it wasn't actually close. We just lose the game. Alright, so we are now 2-2 with 1 match left to go. With Card Hoarder, renting your favorite combo deck has never been easier. There isn't a more affordable solution for Magic Online. Want to play the deck in this video? Check out the pinned comment below to easily rent the deck from Card Hoarder. Did you know you can rent the Epic Storm from Card Hoarder for as little as 7 tickets a week? We've made it simple to do so by including a button to rent the entire deck at theepicstorm.com/decklist. Alright, the 5th and final match. We're on the draw, and I'm going to keep. Our opponent is taking a mulligan. Our opponent plays a Misty Rainforest, Underground Sea, Lotus Petal. We're all Mox. Okay, what are we up to here? No Imprint. Mox Opal, I like your style. Great deck. Some might even say the best deck ever created, I don't know. Galvanic Relay for 4. Yeah, I love it. They have exiled Gaia's Will and a pair of Veil of Summers. Okay. Take a draw. The One Ring doesn't really help me here. We'll play Polluted Delta, Mishra's Bauble. Bauble ourselves. It's a land, I don't really want that. We'll fetch. Grab Underground Sea, and let's play Preordain. Force of Will, Force of Negation. Yeah, I'm going to keep both of these. So we'll draw one of them off the Preordain, and then we'll draw the other one off of the Mishra's Bauble trigger. We have to hope that the opponent, after revealing a pair of Veil of Summers and a Ponder, cannot kill me. They play a Ponder. They cast Lion's Eye Diamond. 2 cards left in hand. Thoughtseize. Sure. They take Force of Negation. They have 1 card left in their hand. We drew a land. Not great for us. I'll play the Vista and pass the turn. Our opponent drew, and it looks like they're going to pass. On their end step, we'll cycle Troll of Khazad-dûm. Let's grab Sunken Hollow, and then we'll fetch and just go grab a basic island. Step through. Okay. Play the Hollow, and then pass. Could have played a different land there to represent maybe a 3-mana card. Probably would have been a little bit better in hindsight. I'm not going to use the step through here because my plan is to play the One Ring, and I'd rather exile a step through than a Thassa's Oracle. Mystic Sanctuary, and then we'll put Force of Negation on top. Yes. Alright, I changed my mind. Hindsight, I was smart and thin and good looking, and I thought so far in advance, and this wasn't a complete accident, to fetch out Mystic Sanctuary and then draw into Force of Negation. It was all planned the entire time. I don't know why you didn't believe me. Not an accident. Not an accident. Okay. So now that we've agreed on that, we're going to pass the turn. And it looks like we're in the driver's seat against the best deck in all of Magic. Okay, so we will activate the One Ring and draw 2. Play Swamp. Let's peek at our opponent. They have Tendrils of Agony, Chrome Mox, and Beseech the Mirror. And we have found Tainted Pact. I will go to cleanup, discard Fatal Push, pass the turn. On their end step, we'll cycle Step Through. We'll go grab Thassa's Oracle. We'll lose a little bit of life here. Draw 3 cards. Play the Cavern of Souls. We'll name Wizard Tainted Pact. And now we're going to exile our entire library of roughly like 33 cards, I believe we were at the start. The One Ring, full card. And then we will play Thassa's Oracle. Sweet. Okay, game number 2. We unfortunately want Null Rod. I feel bad even saying that out loud, but it's true. We had to bring in a lot of cards here. A lot of cards. Okay, we'll board out Fatal Push. That can be the first card to go. We probably don't need Pact of Negation. Misdirection is not great. Like, yeah, they have Thoughtseize, but like, is that really good here? I'm not convinced it is. Collector Brutality can go. 68 cards. Maybe we'll board out the Baubles. You also have to keep your blue count kind of high for your forces, so that's another thing to think about. Reanimate we probably don't need. And if we're boarding out Reanimate, I kind of like boarding out the Troll. We could probably take out the Night's Whisper. It's not a value matchup. Same thing with the Sauron's Ransom. And then let's board out a couple lands, just because we're facing a combo deck. Like, hitting your land drops isn't super important. Maybe the Sunken Hollow and the Otawara. We'll try this. I don't think I'm allowed to keep this hand. I do think I'm allowed to keep this one. We will keep and bottom the Cavern of Souls. They play first turn Bloodstained Mire on a mulligan to 5. I'm just going to play the Underground Sea. On their end step, we can cycle the Lorien Revealed for another land. Okay, they do nothing on their second turn. We'll cycle. Grab Watery Grave. Nile Spellbomb. So my objective here is to not lose the game. So you could play a Preordain or something here. But if I can hold open Spellbomb and take off Gaia's Will as a possible line, I'd rather do that. Like, just being patient. Like, you're not the aggressor in this matchup. You are the control deck. Act like it. They have found their second land. A Soul Guide Lantern. I will Preordain here. I think we want both of these. Pass the turn. Okay, they have found a third land. And they're just being patient. So I could ponder here looking for a third mana source, or I can just pass and go get Oracle. I think I'm going to ponder. Maybe it's a little bit greedy, but I feel like I'm likely to hit. And I do. Play the island, pass. Our opponent's feeling feisty. They're going to go for it here. They grab Taiga and a Burning Wish. That's fine by me. They pick up a Galvanic Relay. Lotus Petal. Lotus Petal. Dark Ritual. I will play Dispel. They have 3 cards in hand. We know one of them is Galvanic Relay. And it looks like they're now forced to pass the turn. In the upkeep, I'm going to cycle the Step Through. I don't want a Tormod's Crypt. So I'd rather just take a chance at a random draw. Okay, that was perfect. Pass the turn. Carpet of Flowers. Yeah, you got it. So 3 cards in hand, one of which is Galvanic Relay. They make a ton of mana here. Beseech the Mirror. So their cards in hand are Relay and One Unknown. They cast Song of Creation, and I'm going to play Force of Negation, exiling Spell Pierce. They can now Galvanic Relay for 5, but they're dead, so it doesn't matter. Sure. Galvanic Relay, Lion's Eye Diamond, Mox Opal, Burning Wish, and a Misty. We'll untap, play the Verdant. Let's fetch because we can. Grab a Swamp. Thassa's Oracle. With the trigger on the stack, I will play Tainted Pact. Our opponent says GG's, that they're a big fan, all that good stuff. I really do appreciate that. Always love to see those comments. And now we will exile our entire library, and we're going to finish this league 3-2. Sweet. All right, positive record. I love it. So I don't really have any strong feelings on the changes between this deck list and the one that I played previously. If you do have strong feelings about a card that I should be playing or should not be playing, put those in the comment section down below because I'm probably going to play this deck again. So let me know what you want to add, but also what you want to cut, because people are always like, well, what about this? Well, sure, there's a lot of theoretically playable cards in the history of Magic the Gathering. But you got to let me know what to cut, because the cutting part is a part of deck building. So if you have an idea on what to add, tell me what to remove. And I would appreciate that. So thanks again for watching. I've said appreciate too many times, but it's just the word I want to use here. So thanks again, all that good stuff. Today's the day before Thanksgiving. You're going to see this way after Thanksgiving probably, but trying to build a buffer for Eternal Weekend because I won't be recording that week. Anyway, have a great day, keep storming, all that good stuff. See ya! Hey, thanks for watching today's video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and after you do that, click that join button. It contains all of our membership information, such as access to our members exclusive Discord, members exclusive videos, and the best perk in my opinion, you can watch all of our videos early, 1 to 2 weeks in advance. That way you're always up to date on the latest and greatest content.